Welcome back to Ashton Gate. It feels so good saying that with fans here.
Another opportunity, and he's onside, and it's two for Bristol City, and this time, and it's in! An early goal for Bristol City, and Andy Vyman is back! And it goes clear header for Bristol City, and they are level! And it's a first goal for Andy King for his boyhood club.
Well, good evening and welcome to an expectant Ashton Gate for the next chapter in this uncompromising championship season. Bristol City taking on a rejuvenated Nottingham Forest side under Steve Cooper. The search for a home win continues in earnest tonight for Bristol City, and here to dissect it all alongside me is Bristol City's very own Flo Allen. Flo, firstly, welcome along, and it sounds like a bit of a broken record discussing City's home form, but what do you think is missing for Bristol City at the moment?
Yeah, thanks Toby, it's great to be on. I just think Bristol City are missing, a good spell of momentum, getting some points and some, hopefully some victories under their belt, in the next few games. I think they're really missing that, that confidence boost, and I think hopefully tonight, with a good performance and getting 3 points, I think that'll really kickstart.
And you're obviously playing as part of a very confident women's side at the moment. It just takes, rather like Forest form, now that Steve Cooper is in place as manager, it just takes something, maybe a bit of luck, good fortune, and things can turn around quite quickly. And we know that the Championship is all about momentum. Exactly,
and on a night like tonight, with the rain pouring down, all it takes is one shot to fly in the back of the net, and the rest is history.
Absolutely. We'll get team news shortly, but following defeat on Saturday, it was obviously a disappointing performance. All manner of things went against Bristol City in the end. Do you think Nigel Pearson has maybe had much time to kind of tinker with his side? What were those 2 days in between have been like?
I think they first and foremost would have recovered well, and then I think Nigel would have been looking at Forest and what way they can cause Bristol City dangers and how we can exploit that really. And the players will be feeling fresh as they can, but it's just about going out there and putting on a performance tonight.
And during times like this, as we see Eamon Benarous come in as well, we'll talk a bit more about him later on. Is it less about ability, more about sort of breeding confidence and that culture that Nigel Pearson is trying to create among the squad?
Yeah, I think it's about grit and determination tonight. Playing Saturday, Tuesday night. It's a tough league, and we need that grit and determination tonight. We need some tenacity, and sometimes a tackle's got to be put in, and you've just got to get through it sometimes. And hopefully, with a touch of quality up front, with Naki Wells and Chris Martin, we can produce that.
Right, OK, thank you very much, Flo. Let's find out how the squad fares after that real encounter of attrition on Saturday. Here's Dan White with all the team news.
Thank you very much, Toby. As the rain starts to pour down here at Ashton Gate, it's time to have a look at how these two sides line up. And we'll start with our visitors from Nottingham Forest. In that, if you remember Rocket Lollies, that's their kit they're wearing tonight by the looks of things. One change for them sees Manchester United loanee James Garner come in for Jack Colback, who drops to the bench. Lewis Grabant has 5 goals this season. He starts up top, supported by Brennan Johnson and Zinkernagel. Bryce Samba retains his place in goal, and it looks like a back three of Worrell, Figueiredo and McKenna. On the bench for Nottingham Forest, it's Horvath, the substitute goalkeeper, Jack Colback, Carvalho, Gaetan Bong, Alex Myton, Joe Lolly and Lyle Taylor. And for Bristol City, the hosts, Nigel Pearson makes 4 changes to the side that played Bournemouth at the weekend. Joe Williams and Callum O'Dowda are replaced in the attack by Alex Scott and Naki Wells. Andy King and Cam Pring drop out of the starting 11 as well, to be replaced by the returning Rob Atkinson and Jay De Silva. Of course, Dan Bentley is between the sticks in goal for Bristol City. Again, it looks like a back 3, maybe a back 5 of Atkinson, Callas and Baker. George Tanner and De Silva on the flanks. James and Alex Scott in the middle, Andy Vyman just ahead of them, and then up top Chris Martin and Naki Wells. On the bench for City, Max O'Leary, Danny Simpson, Callum O'Dowda, Tyreek Backinson, Cam Pring, Casey Palmer and Han Noah Masengo in there as well. And that is the starting lineup for Bristol City tonight, Toby.
Thank you very much, Dan. So 4 changes for Bristol City. We get to see that trio of Wells, Vyman and Martin again. We spoke a bit about Chris Martin and his role and what he kind of means to you as a footballer as well, growing up. And his role in the team maybe sometimes comes under a bit of criticism unfairly, Chris Martin.
Yeah, I think firstly the three of them are a real good strike force, and I think Vyman and Chris Martin have been linking up well, and so Naki Wells coming in adds in another dimension to that. And yeah, you know, as I was growing up in Norfolk, Chris Martin used to live, well, he grew up 20 minutes away from me, so I grew up watching him score goals for Norwich City, and now he's doing it for Bristol City, so that makes me just as happy.
Absolutely. And Alex Scott, another player that comes in tonight, a young player in this Bristol City side. He had a number of chances sort of earlier on in the season, and then his sort of opportunities started to peter out. But as a young player sort of coming up through the ranks yourself, I know you've been with City for a number of years now, what will it mean for him to be firstly representing Bristol City, but to be back in the squad again tonight?
I think it will mean absolutely everything to him. And as a young player, you know, you sometimes get too caught up in the highs and too down in the lows, and I think he's probably a really good example of somebody who's, you know, worked hard in training, and rightly so earned his spot back in the team, and he's a great talent and a great asset to the club. You know, he's young, up and coming, and you know, the Nottingham Forest defenders should be worried about him tonight, because he brings something different. He brings a sort of Jack Grealish edge to the side, and that unpredictability, and I can't wait to watch him.
Absolutely. We have to touch on Joe Williams. Unfortunately, he had to come off early on in the fixture on Saturday. Doesn't sound like he's going to be out for too long, but I would have imagined that would have affected the players a little bit on Saturday. Yeah,
you know, on Saturday it was unfortunate with the injury sustained. And Nigel will want, you know, as many players as he can have possibly available. And unfortunately, you know, he's sustained an injury, but hopefully it won't be a long one. And Nigel will have a good team to choose from once again.
Fingers crossed. Thank you, Flo. So no excuses from Nigel Pearson on Saturday. Accepted Bristol City were outclassed in the end, but for him tonight brings new opportunity. Here he is with Robins TV.
Nigel selected an attacking team tonight. Is it a case of really wanting to take the game to Nottingham Forest?
Well, I think we have to, because I think there'll be a side who will want to play through the thirds, get ball in wide areas and produce a lot of crosses. What we need to find is this elusive win at home, and I think to do that it's going to need a brave performance from the players. You know, Saturday's game in isolation is one thing, but I know that we've done pretty okay in most of the games that we've played. I want us to go out there and just really commit to trying to win the game. And if it means it's a bit more end-to-end than normal, I'll have to take some calming tablets for that, possibly. But look, it's you know, we got Naki, Chris, Andy in the side.
Alex Scott as well.
Alex Scott as well. Yeah, I mean, and Alex has had has been in good form for England when he's played, when he's represented the under-19. So I think he's in a good place now to come back in. Yeah, you know, Jay's been patient as well. I thought he did okay second half on Saturday, and Rob comes back into it. So we've got a bit of height and power, but I think we've got a bit of craft as well, and that's very, very important for us. We've got to pass the ball better than we did at the weekend.
And is that controlling the ball as well when you've got the possession important?
It is. It's not just playing back to front. I think our players recognise that we are better than that, and you know, we've got some good footballers out there. What we've got to do is rain tonight. It's going to be a perfect pitch to play on. So I think it's important that we give absolutely everything that we've got. I never have any complaints if that's the case. I thought we gave everything at the weekend, but were totally outplayed. I want our players to give everything that they have tonight, and give our fans the elusive home win.
Go well tonight, Nigel.
Cheers.
Nigel Pearson down pitch side with Dave Barton there, steady head as always ahead of kick-off. And Flo, we spoke a bit about Nigel Pearson before the show started. You spoke very fondly of him and the influence he's kind of having on the women's side as well.
Yeah, well, he's a world-class manager with a wealth of experience, and he's a top man. He always comes in and says hello to us, and you know, he's given us a few motivational speeches in the time since he's been at the club, and he really knows his stuff about football, and yeah, just an all-round brilliant person. And
do you think him and Lauren Smith have a tight relationship, the pair of them? Do you think they get together often? I don't know, you may sit up at the training ground, and is there a bit of an influence between the two of them?
Oh, 100%. It's a one club mentality. and I'm sure they'll be bouncing ideas off each other, just as all tacticians do. They like to compare their notebooks.
And ahead of kick-off today, of course, he's a very calm person. I imagine things heat up as time goes on, through the match. Do you think he'll be trying to keep calm for those players today and just help guide them confidently into the game to try and secure the points?
Yeah, well, he said in his interview he wants the team to go out there and win and commit to winning. So I think he will have hammered that message home. So I think the players will know what they've got to do, and I think Nigel will be watching on, and he's got good firepower on the bench if he needs to make any changes.
And we looked at the Forest side as well. The likes of James Garner, as Dan mentioned, has come into the side. Zinchenko was with Watford last season. Lewis Grabban, their top scorer this season. There are threats all over the pitch for Forest tonight. But Bristol City, they have the quality in abundance if they can just find that cohesion, I guess, in this game. Yeah,
well, that's the thing. Lewis Grabban is a top-class striker, and I think playing a back three or a back five, however they line up tonight, I think that's how they're going to deal with their threats. Having three centre halves who can deal with the sort of the presence of Lewis Grabban, I think we'll be absolutely fine.
Perfect, thank you very much, Flo. Right, it's time to head down now pitch side. Downsy is with Scotty Murray.
Hello, welcome pitch side. Here we are in the pouring rain with team legend, kit man, legend extraordinaire, Scott Murray. We're here in the wet, and it's been a busy week for you, hasn't it? Because it's a bit of a tight turnaround between these two games.
It is. Obviously the game at home Saturday. The good thing is both games are at home. Yeah. So I think it's brilliant for me, and I can leave most of the stuff down here from the Saturday game, so I think it's quite easy. But if it's at home and then away, then it's a bit of a struggle.
So in terms of turning the stuff around, the shirts they wore on Saturday, they wear again today, but they've been cleaned, they've been washed.
Yeah, so the lads have all got two shirts each, I think. A few of them quite give them away all the time, which is annoying for me because I get printing them up. So I think yesterday I came in and printed the shirts. I think I printed another 8 shirts. So I think it's good fun.
Now, of course, I don't mind stripping off in front of you, Scotty, because hold that a sec. There is
nice.
this new emblazoned shirt we have here. It looks good, right? What are you saying?
Yeah, it's nice kit, isn't it? So I think, the purple line's very nice. The fans love it. So.
Where does it rate in your favourite City kits of all time?
I was lucky enough never to wear one, so I think. But no, I quite like it. I like the purple line, and Andy Weimann loves them, so because he always scores goals in them. So I think we're wearing it at Sheffield United on I think it's the 28th, first game away. So I think Andy Weimann's looking forward to it. I think he got a hat-trick there last time at Bramall Lane, so good fun.
And what is your favourite City kit of all time ever?
The red one. the red one. No, do you know what? Away kits are always nice to wear, I think, because you get used to wearing the red one all the time. So it's actually quite nice wearing a different colour kit. So the purple ones are nice. I used to like the white one back in the day, so it showed off my tan.
And who is the worst offender at giving away shirts?
Well, there's quite a few. Do you want me to name them?
Yeah, go on.
Casey Palmer, and usually Casey Palmer.
This kit is available. You can get it in the shop. You can get it online. If City win tonight as well, by the way, there's 20% off everything in the shop, in store and online as well. So that's a deal. This man, the atmosphere in the club, just building. Big match tonight, isn't it?
Big game tonight. Forest at home, and as they said, we'll have a decent crowd. It's raining, so the kit man loves a bit of rain. So that'll be good fun. Looking forward to it, and hopefully fans get behind us again, and hopefully we get a win at home.
Good man. All right, Scotty, thank you very much for our hero. He's a very busy man. Go and buy your shirts. They are available online, in the store itself. Purple and lime, it's where it's at. Toby, back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much, Downsy. Scotty off to join in with the warm-ups there, I think. Now, can Bristol City harness some of the momentum shown by the under-23s who, of course, tore apart Watford yesterday away in London? Eamon Benarous, the hero. Here are the highlights. Eamon Benarouz, the hero, and the under-23s flying in the PDL, which is great to see as always. Flo, if I can bring you back in again, do you have much involvement with the men's side? Is it kind of about sort of, you know, sharing information between the two sides as much as possible?
Well, yeah, like I said before, it's a very one-club atmosphere down at the High Performance Centre, and if one team's won, every other team is buzzing and sort of feeds off the back of that. So, you know, the 23 is getting a great result early on in the week, and hopefully the first team can go and follow that tonight.
Absolutely, yes. Right, we're getting very close to kick-off now. One man who's come in for plenty of praise recently is Nathan Baker, and yesterday he spoke to Robins TV.
Nathan Baker, welcome to Robins TV. Or should I say welcome back?
Yeah.
A strange summer for you, which saw you initially leave, but then you're back to stay. How was that period for you a few months ago?
It was fine. Like I said, I think the doors were left open for me here, so I think we just had to work out terms, and we did, and then now I'm back out here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so odd to have that situation though for a player. Was there were you in a bit of limbo at one point, not knowing what the next step was?
Yeah, I think everyone was. I think obviously the whole football team was just up in the air. Obviously with COVID-19 going on, I just didn't know what the next step was going to be. But yeah, like I say, we managed to sort something out, and here I am.
There was a want to come back, obviously, and how determined are you now to make sure that your time here at Bristol City is maintaining that success?
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, I think we've got a team where we can push for the next stage. So hopefully we can do that and then have a good season.
You did make a comeback to Ashton Gate after a loan spell from Villa a few years ago. So this is almost the third coming of Nathan Baker, if you like. How tough was it to leave somewhere that you'd been for so long on a permanent basis?
Yeah, it was quite tough. Like I said, I've been there since I was about 7 years old, I think it was. So, and being quite local to that area as well. But like I said, the time was right for me to leave, and Bristol City was the club for me.
And this is basically your second home now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's 5-6 seasons now.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, including my loan spell. Yeah.
Now there is an image of you that so many fans see out on the field, which is one of a defender who will throw himself through a brick wall to defend his goal. Is that a fair assessment? First off.
Yeah, it probably is. Like I say, I'm not scared to put my body on the line. Like the end of the day, my first job is to be a defender and stop the ball from going in the net. And I've got a big frame, so I'm going to try and use it as much as possible to stop the ball going in.
Do you like that image?
I don't mind it, yeah. Like I say, if it's working, then I'm happy.
And you've formed quite a partnership at the back through these past couple of seasons with Thomas Callas. I know that you and Dan Bentley are close as well. Yep. There's almost that unit is almost a team within the team, isn't it, really? Yeah,
exactly. I think off the pitch there's more relationships as well, which is great for the team when on the pitch. So, like I say, it shines through, and hopefully it continues.
It'd be good to know about the side that we don't see, though. I take it you're not throwing yourself around at home when you've got a young family.
Sometimes. No, like I say, I'm quite a reserved kind of guy, quite chilled, relaxed, quite take it quite easy, really. So then you see the other side of me on the pitch where across the white line kind of thing, it all kind of comes out a little bit. But yeah, when I'm at home, like I say, I want to try and be a family man kind of thing now with a little one, and yeah, it's just me.
Do you find it easy to switch off and have those two different, personas, if you like?
When you go back and you see him, obviously, and he gives you a little giggle, a little smile. Even my dog, when he does the same thing, I don't mind it as well. My missus, obviously, of course, have to mention her, but yeah, of course.
And when you go out on the field, is that where your inspiration comes from, your family?
Yeah, definitely. I think the last 4 months, years now, so it's been life-changing for me, and it's put everything in perspective for me, and it's been amazing.
Nathan Baker there with our reporter Dan White. Time for a flashback now, and something to get us into the mood. Let's head back to 2016 and a cracking win for Bristol City over Forest. cracking win, comeback win for Bristol City over Nottingham Forest. Kick-off is fast approaching, but we'll get the final thoughts now of Flo before you join Dan in the commentary position. Just looking at the matchday squad again, a big name on the team sheet which we've been missing greatly, and it also shows the midfield options that Bristol City do possess now. Hanno Masengo, you'll have seen him in action at the HPC, I'm sure, but also on the pitch. How important is it that he's back?
Oh, he is one of the best players in the squad, and to have him back on the bench is a real boost for the team and for Nige. And he's been working really hard, see him in the gym all the time, and I think he'll be itching to get out there. And you know, if things are going well, I'm sure he'll be probably one of the first players that Nigel wants to put on, and if things aren't going so well, I'm sure he'll be the same. So
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, do you get to see you know, how these players are operating on a day-to-day basis? Is there anybody in particular that sort of stands out for you as a real hard worker, you know, first in the morning and then last to leave in the evening as well?
I think they all breed the same mentality, and I think they all want to win, and everyone's on the same page, and that stems from, you know, the first team across to the 23s, across to, you know, our side of things as well. And so I think they'll go out there today with that grit and determination, with 3 points in their sights.
Fingers crossed. And looking ahead to tonight, I think on the whole, Nottingham Forest, their average possession so far this season is about 48%. Bristol City slightly lower than that. Neither sides that necessarily dominate possession, more about catching teams on the counter-attack. Bristol City, though, have named an attacking side. How do you think they'll approach this one?
By the looks of things, it looks like we're going to get the ball out wide and put crosses in the box. And I think that will suit us, because playing three at the back, if we are counted on, we'll have numbers back there. But playing Naki Wells and Chris Martin at both up top, I think, will be a real threat from those crosses. Absolutely.
And tough conditions tonight. I was outside a few moments ago and it's absolutely hammering it down out there. It's going to be difficult for both sides to play the football they probably want to. It's blustery as well.
It will be, but the pitch looks in immaculate condition, and I think both sides will have to play the conditions, and look, it might just be one of those nights where it bobbles around, but you know, as long as we get the win, that's the main thing.
And just finally, quickly, if you had to call it tonight, and goal scorers as well?
Bristol City 2-0, Chris Martin, brace.
Absolutely fantastic. We'll take that all day long, get that home win. Right, we're going to lose those